So ever since Donald Trump got elected as the United States president, he's made some suggestions that, Canada should become the 51st state. And, a lot of people in Canada aren't very happy with that. But in my opinion, this isn't really a Canada joining the 51st state kind of idea. It's individual provinces. Like, there's not really an appetite for it in Ontario or the Maritimes or anything like that to just join the United States. And I'm not saying that as of right now, Alberta has a strong appetite for it, but out of all the other provinces, Alberta is absolutely the most likely province to eventually secede. So I got a video here, it's from Yukon Strong, it says if Alberta leaves, Canada will not recover. And I will spend the rest of my life trying to flip Yukon to join them. So I don't know who this guy is, but we're just going to play this video, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit after, like usual.
When the delegation finds out what the U.S. would be willing to offer Alberta to become its own independent, sovereign, constitutional republic, still with ties to the Commonwealth, or join the U.S. as the 51st state. We don't know what they could offer, but what we want to be able to do is get that information and share it with the Alberta public and with the Premier, and give her another tool to be able to negotiate with Ottawa from a position of strength. And the outcome of that, we don't really know. But at the end of the day, it's very likely that the people of Alberta will have a unique one-time opportunity to determine whether they want to be sovereign and out from under the oppressive control of the Canadian federal government.
It's an interesting question. He's right. We don't really know the outcomes. But if the Americans can offer Alberta more than what Canada or Ottawa is offering Alberta, you can see the appetite grow. Now, I've heard, some people say, well, it's only a few hundred people in Alberta, a fringe minority, yada, yada, yada. Listen, I've seen the comments on my videos. I by no means have a big following. I've seen hundreds of comments from people who are from Alberta who say they want to leave. Now, right now, if they had a vote, I don't think it would even come close to passing. But if Mark Carney wins the next election, in Alberta, which basically view themselves as the cow that Eastern Canada milks and gives nothing in return. Right? Equalization payments. They feel like they don't have a fair representation in Ottawa. They feel like Eastern Canada doesn't respect them. Now, if that feeling grows stronger, and that number of people goes from, 10% to 15 to 20, 25, 30 over the next few years, which could easily happen if Mark Carney becomes Prime Minister full-time. If he wins an election, a federal election, that's going to piss a lot of Albertans off. It's going to piss a lot of people off in Canada, and if Alberta becomes that state or that province that is likely to become a state out of any other province, which it is, you could see people from Ontario, BC, the Maritimes, anyone who agrees with their views, move out to Alberta, and all of a sudden the number grows. Over the next 4 to 5 years, that number could be, I'm not saying it would be or will be, but it could get to the point where it reaches over 50%. Now, in terms of how much of a vote do they need, I know some votes you have to get an overwhelming majority to pass. It can't just be 51. I don't know the exact situation. All I'm saying is that the number of people in Alberta or who move to Alberta who start to feel that, hey, Alberta's the best place to live, they have the best ideas, they are getting screwed by Ottawa, let's leave. In my opinion, if Alberta leaves, Saskatchewan leaves too. And then you have the territories, which would be in a very awkward spot. They might leave too. British Columbia then would be surrounded by American states and Russia. I don't see them just staying a part of Canada. I can see them leaving too. And then you have Quebec and Ontario no longer receiving equalization payments. Quebec gets way more than Ontario. Quebec could leave too. And then what? What's left of Canada? Super liberal Ontario and super liberal Maritimes. And then Mark Carney would be in charge, and the Liberals would basically remain in power. I don't want to say forever because it sounds too dramatic, but the Conservatives would have a very hard time federally if it was just Ontario and the Maritimes. And then you would see Ontario and the Maritimes was basically become like second world countries, basically. All the money we would lose, the energy we would lose, the grains, the farmland that we would lose. I mean, Saskatchewan's our breadbasket. Maybe we should start treating them with a little more respect. Maybe we should give them a little bit more say, because they are, whether you or I agree with it or not, these are the grievances I'm hearing, and we should take them seriously. Otherwise, we lose our biggest energy sector, and we lose our breadbasket. Does that sound like a good idea to you? Sounds like a pretty bad idea to me. And if you don't want this to happen, the best thing you can do is give Pierre Poilievre a chance. I know people don't like him. People on the left are going to hate that I said that. But if you want to keep pissing Alberta off, vote Liberal. You want to keep voting Liberal and piss off our breadbasket and our oil industry, that could be devastating for what's left of Canada, which wouldn't be very much. And then what? Now, it doesn't sound like a very good idea. We should probably start treating Alberta and Saskatchewan with some respect. We should hear their grievances, and we should take them seriously and give Pierre Poilievre a chance. Now, hopefully he doesn't screw them over. I don't think he would. I think he's got a better chance of doing good things for all of Canada, more so than Mark Carney would. But we all know who Alberta's voting for, right? And Saskatchewan. It's not even close. They're voting Conservative. We've had 10 years of this liberal, ridiculous government. I'm not saying we should just have to appease one or two provinces, but we've screwed them. And they're tired of it. And in my opinion, over the years, if Mark Carney wins or if Pierre Poilievre does not do a good job with this, the appetite for leaving or seceding is going to grow. Maybe it only grows to 2025 and it's something we'll never have to worry about. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it grows up to 50, 60, 70% over the years if they keep getting screwed. But let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of you who are viewers and subscribers of this channel are from Alberta. I can't wait to hear your input. But what's your appetite right now? And if your appetite is not to secede, how much, what would it take for you to want to secede, is what I'm asking. Right? If you're on the side of staying with Canada, how much patience do you have left with Ottawa? I'm really looking forward to hear that. Please do not be shy. Flood the comment section. I can't wait to read them. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.